Hey guys, it's Z again from Build the Business You Love with another video. And this video is actually based on the question that I get asked all the time, in my DMs, in my in my event space groups, and my the YouTube video comments. And people just want to know, like, where do I start, right? So this video is dedicated to that question, and it's entitled, I want an event space, where do I start? So I'm going to go over on a really high level, really general, basic, really basic for beginners, just talking about some things that needs to be considered and things that goes into actually starting an event space, right? First of all, I have never really introduced myself formally in any of my videos. And my name is Zenaida Johnson. People call me Z. I also have another platform where I help people, women in particular, start up businesses. So I also call myself your small business BFF. I have an MBA. I previously owned 4 event spaces. I'm a real estate broker for 14 years and a CRM administrator. And I just really enjoy helping people start businesses, just filling in those gaps that people really don't know about, or people who already have businesses and it's kind of like Swiss cheese, they just don't know where to start. That's kind of what I do. And I just wanted to take the time and say thanks, guys, so much for watching these videos, because I do appreciate it so much. I didn't think that anyone would watch my videos. So I'm really grateful, and I like to say thanks. So I am going to go right into it. So before you do anything, right, and starting a business, before you do anything at all, what do you need to do? Research, right? You have to research. You got to make it make sense. And so before you spend a dime, I'm really big on mentorship. I'm really big on, getting advice, getting counselors or consultants, what have you. It's important in order to grow, right? But before you even do any of that, do some research. Just get an idea if this business is actually for you, right? Because you don't want to go out spending money that, you may not even use. You may not even do anything with it. I mean, you can, but it's best that you don't, right? Keep those coins in your pocket. So I personally feel, and by the way, this is not legal or professional advice at all. None of these videos are. I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there before I even start. But I personally feel that you need to first decide on whether or not there's a need in your area, right? You need to first decide, hey, does it have enough people to support this type of business? I don't know if you noticed, like I noticed, but event spaces are popping up left and right. I've seen event spaces back to back to back to back to back, right? And some of them work out, some of them go down. So one of the things that you need to research is, can this particular event space that you plan on opening up, can it be supported by the volume of people in this particular area? And if not, are you willing to go to an area that has the volume that you need, right? And I'm big on telling people not to go too far from your home, because if something goes down, even if you're doing, your event space, sort of like have a hands-off approach, right? And you're automating a lot of it. It's really important to be close. You don't want to be too far. Your competition. You want to look at your competition, right? And see what they're offering. You want to go to their website. You want to check out the website colors. You want to check out their photographs. You want to check out their square footage. You want to check out their square footage in relationship to what they're charging, right? You want to see any promotions they may have. These are important things that you need to look at, right? You need to look at how much they charge, how much time they give. And this is not just in your area. You want to look at event spaces just, and maybe even in I was about to say the tri-state area, because I'm from Brooklyn. So you may even want to go out, right? Because you don't know right at this point what size event space you're going to get, unless you know right off the bat, hey, I want something small, right? So then you're going to look at event spaces that are in comparison to what you want. But if you don't know what you want, then you want to look at everything just to get an idea of what's out there. Perspective is a hell of a thing, right? You can go to one place and you'll see something and you're like, you go to another place because they have it done differently, it looks differently, it feels differently, and you're like, oh, you know what, this may work. I may want this. So go out there, look at some websites, see what they're charging, see what they're offering, see what their promotions are, the type of time that they give. Also, what type of pricing are they offering? Are they offering their pricing on a time slot basis, or are they offering their prices on a flat rate basis? And are they basing it on, can you actually choose that time, or are they giving you that time? So it's just, you have to figure out what works best for you. I'm a big fan in saying, copying is okay as long as you copycatting is okay as long as you copy the right cat, right? The right cat. You should also research when it comes to your competition. What do they have on the walls? It's okay to go in and check it out during maybe their viewing times, right? Or look at some photographs to see what they have on the walls, what allows them to be in compliance, so you can get an idea, right? And this may be different because you may have a different type of building. You may have a different type of zoning where you are. But just to get an idea, I think it's important to go out and look. What type of cameras do they have? What type of locking system do they have? Is it automated? Do they have, the keypad punch in, right? Do they have glass doors? Do they have, what do you call it? A fire extinguisher? Where are they located? Do they have a kitchen? All of these things that you need to look at, see what they have, right? See what allows them to be in compliance to have these things. And you can get an idea of what you may need, right? You're going to also look at their C of O, right? They should have it on the wall for everyone to see. It should be there. So you're going to look at their C of O to say, okay, well, they have a certificate of occupancy of 74. So now I know that, a building like this could possibly, because sometimes other buildings fool you, they could be big as crap and they'll have a C of O of 2. Okay. So could possibly, have a C of O of whatever it is. So you're going to look and see what they have, look and see what they have on their walls that allows them to be in business, right? What type of licenses they have as well. And you're also in your research and researching your competitor, you're going to look and see what type of events do they have. Do they mostly have baby showers? Do they mostly have weddings, bridal showers, right? And in your competition, do you want to be a direct competitor to them, or do you want to do something a little bit outside of what they're doing, right? So this is what you have to decide. What the security looks like. What does the place feel like? Is it a blank canvas, or do they have a bunch of stuff on the walls? Is it really eclectic? Is it like bright and vibrant? Do people like that? Right? What's in the surrounding areas? This one is a big one. And doing your research, if you found the space and you looked in your surrounding areas, I'm really big on telling people to kind of, I wouldn't say stake out the place, but pass by there a couple times, right? Because I know where I'm from, we had a whole bunch of pop-up event spaces, right? They just pop up. And you don't want that, because it can bring a lot of negativity to your space if they're doing just whatever, if they're not in compliance. You don't want the powers that be, police, municipalities, buildings department, whatever, to come looking at you thinking that you're a part of them. You don't want that. So look at the surrounding areas. How does the place feel? How does it look? What do they have to offer, right? So you're going to look at that. What specials are offered? You're going to look at how often those specials are offered. You're going to look at, when they're booked, when they're not booked, why they're not booked. That's important, an important question to ask too. Where do they advertise their keywords? What are their hashtags, right? Are they on Twitter? Are they on Instagram? Do they have a Facebook? So you're going to basically create a checklist, right? or a grid for all of these things. And you're going to look and see what these people have to offer, how much they charge, what they look like. Do they charge hourly? Do they charge per event? You know what it looks like, and you're going to take all of these things and take it into consideration, right? And you're going to do what makes sense for you based on your target market, based on the people that you're serving, and based on your purpose that you're serving for. When it comes to looking for a space, this is a big one. Another question I get very often. I tell people you should reverse engineer it. Don't just go out looking for a space, because oftentimes you're looking for a space and it's not going to have the capabilities to become what you need it to become, right? So a place could be big as crap with a certificate of occupancy of 24, and it may have its reasons why, right? It may not be enough parking. It may not be enough bathrooms. And these are things that you want to look at first, right? So I just say reverse engineer it. Look at, the building codes that you are interested in, the property classes that you're interested in, the zoning, and even the C of Os, and then base your search on that. Because if you do it the other way, just go around looking and you're just looking for spaces and you say, oh, this looks good. And then you look, oh God, I have to add a whole bathroom. Oh God, I have to add more parking spaces that don't exist because you don't have the space, right? And that's what they base the C of O on, not just the space. They base it on, the amount of bathrooms that can support the people. They base it on the parking spaces. They base it on the outside space. So it's a lot of things that you need to consider when you're looking for a space. So it's best to figure out the building code, the property class, the zoning that you need first, and then go finding those, right? A good website to find or to look at, I should say, the property class and the zoning and all of that is Property Shark. I think there's a fee now. It used to be free, man. It used to be free. Now there's a fee, but you can look at that. LoopNet also has, they have those categories when you're searching for property that you're leasing. And you can just, look and see what they have to offer, right? Also, go to if you need to, in some places it's called something different. Some places it's called the buildings department. Some places it's called the planning department. So you need to figure out what it's called where you live, where you want to open up your event space, not where you live, but where you want to open up your event space. Because sometimes it could be a county line and it'll be different from one county to another. Can you see me? Here's the county line, and this county could have something, say to do something, and this county is like, nope, you don't have to do that, or vice versa. So make sure it's in the county that you're doing it in, right? Visit the fire department, call, ask, where is their inspection checklist? If you need to revisit the C of O, if you need to change it up. Also, if you need to get a permit sign. A lot of people don't know, they'll just throw up a sign. And the sign place may sell you a sign knowing that you need a permit, right? Or sometimes they may tell you, sometimes they won't. But, they want the business. So see if you need a sign permit. It's really in place in the event that, the sign is too bright and can be distracting to drivers, or safety. It has to be put up the correct way. You have to get certain companies to do it, that sort of thing. So see if you need a sign permit. As far as the lease goes, I would definitely put contingencies before you even sign the lease, honestly, because you may need to do build out. You may need to have all of these things in place. Well, you will need to have all these things in place before you can even start. And I know a lot of people who started, not just started and not having anything, and got shut down. And now they have a lease. And what do you do with that lease? You can't have an event space there, because now you have to get the permits. You have to get the your C of O changed. You have to get, and it's just like, they're doing it backwards. So don't do it backwards, because you may not be able to do it, right? If the C of O says 24, it can't be changed. you're going to be having parties with 24 people, and who's going to book that? So that's something that you need to make sure of. If you like what you're hearing so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. I always forget to say this, so I put it in here because I always forget. I always forget. Um, if you're making any changes, right? If you need to make structural changes to the building, if you're doing a build out, if you find a place you love, I like this place so much, I'm in love with this place. Even I tell people, don't fall in love with the place. It's a business. It's not personal. It's a business. Don't fall in love with it. But if you find a place and you need to make changes, right? Then may need to have drawings done. These drawings can be quite expensive, done by an architect, but you may be able to ask your construction people, whoever your contractor is, if that's something that they can do as far as plans, because you can pull the plans and from the buildings department, and they could actually build on those plans. So it really depends on the capabilities of your contractor, but that may be something that you base your contractor on, right? Are you able to structure plans? Are you able to do this? Because it a lot of times can be an add-on to what you have already going on, and may not be as expensive as hiring an architect. I should have been those they charge, honey. I should have been an architect. Um, so yeah, that'll cut down on costs, right? So also explore, like I said, the fire department expectations. If you need a sprinkler system, they'll let you know, right? They'll come and do their inspection. They'll say, hey, we need a sprinkler system, but you may need to do those inspections beforehand. You may need before you sign that lease, because and that's if the landlord allows you to. So it's a really delicate process of understanding what needs to go first, second, third, and understanding, the level of importance, because you don't want to sign a lease and then, like I said, you have no water or you have no electricity, because you need all of that stuff for the power company to come out. You need the C of O, you need, whatever it is for them to come out and give you power. Also, the time, let me go back to that one because I forgot about that one. The time. Sometimes these inspectors, y'all, are backed up. Okay. These inspectors are backed up. So you need to also put in your business plan as far as time goes. So give them a call and just ask them, hey, what's your waiting time these days to give an inspection? It might be 2 weeks, it might be 3 months, but at least you'll know, right? That's something to consider. When you're doing C of O and you're changing stuff up or you're opening a business, sometimes you're going to have to go before council or before a board, depending on your county. If you have to go before a board, do not mention the word party. Don't say you're going to have a party place. Because you know what they think? They think, oh, they're going to be clubbing out. We're going to have a club. And no, don't mention the word party if you can help it. Let them know that this is a family, if that's what you're doing. I would let them know that it's a family-based business for family events. This is not, paid events, but that you really need to, it's no parties, no clubs involved, and you need to stress that to them. There's no clubs involved, right? And even if you plan on having liquor, like getting a liquor license, you need to assess whether or not this should be done right now at this point, or should it be done further down the line when you've already established your business and you've already said and shown them that you are a pillar to the community. You've given a free event to the community or two, right? And showing them that, okay, now you're responsible enough to handle a liquor license. So that's up to you to assess, but that's something to consider as well. Remember, they really want to tell you no. It's easy for them. It's less oversight. They want to say no. So you don't want to give them a reason to say no. You want to give them a reason to say yes. This part really talks about researching yourself and understanding yourself and starting an events-based business, because it could be a headache, right? But you really just need to have a good business acumen and understand that, it's a lot that goes into it. A lot of people will tell you, oh, it's so simple, just open up, right? Make everything automated. And that's how you get, that's why you see a lot of places for sale, a lot of for rent signs in front of older event spaces, because they went in with that mentality. And I'm not saying it's super hard, it's a wonderful business. I used to love my businesses, my event spaces. I no longer have an event space. I'm on a different part of my journey now. Apparently I've gone into this mentorship somehow. But I think that it's a great business to have. It can allow you to have a lot of freedom, allow you to pass on something to your children, and allow for generational wealth, right? But it's also easy entry, so a lot of people can come in. So this is something also to consider. Also, can you say no? You're going to be saying no a lot. People are going to come with some crazy stuff. And you got to be a person to say, oh, you know what? This isn't for me. We're not doing this. All money ain't good money. And when it comes to you asking for a mechanical bull in your place, because it's whoever's 40th birthday party, you got to be able to say no. Not, oh, let me see. Stay to your contract, stick to your contract. Don't be shy. Don't feel like you can't, speak your mind to your customers. And you just have to have that about you, because they could sniff it out. They'll they'll sniff it out. They'll say, oh, I can get her. I can get her to agree to this. So don't be a pushover. Don't be a carpet. Don't let people walk over you. If you are, find somebody else that can do that part for you. Okay. Otherwise, people will be doing whatever. And once you let one person do it, they're going to say, oh, I seen it on social media that such and such did this, and I want to do that too. Don't even start it. Stick to your contract. Stick to your guns. If it's a no for one, it's a no for everybody, unless something changes. But just be firm, and don't be afraid to be firm, right? Also, are you self-motivated? Because there's no one there to tell you, hey girl, you can, but you. So if if you're not the type of person to say, hey, you can do this, there's just going to be some ups and downs. You're going to have some rough periods, especially at first. It can be really, really exciting at first. And it's great if everything pops off well. But if it doesn't, if you have somewhat of a slow start, you're going to need some, motivating, so make sure that you can be self-motivated. Also, it's just your passion. It's very trendy right now to have an event space. So is this really what you want to do? Is this like your passion? Do you really want to do it? And I hope that this video helped you decide that. But it's a lot that goes into it. There are fights. There are people that, we've had, I hate to say it, but a gun, not pulled out, but shown. Like, I got this, what you gonna do? We've been shut down. So it's a lot that comes with it. So make sure that it's something that you're passionate about, or something that, not even that you're passionate about, but something that you're really willing to do, even when things are rough, not just because it's trendy. Does it make sense financially? Does it have to? Absolutely. Because if it don't make money, it don't make sense. Make sure you do your forecast. Make sure you do your price points and understand your price points. Make sure that you understand, the lowest price that you can go, that sort of thing. Understand your profit and loss, your profit margins, your projected profit and loss and profit margins. Also, understand, that there's a lot financial that goes into it. So understand that there's, you're going to have some startup costs, some capital expenditures, and some you really need to understand when your break even point is, right? You need to know those things. All these things should be outlined in your business plan. 3 to 5 years financial forecast. You're going to do your monthly, you're going to do your quarterly, you're going to do your 3-year, and you're going to do your 5-year. You need to know where you're going. We're not looking back, we're looking forward, right? You need to know when to start. You need to start in a good place when things are up, going up, on the up, not when things are slowing down. So you need to know your cycles of your business, right? how you will operate it, how you're going to market it, how you're going to handle lease negotiations, and contractors and build out. Contractors are a mess. Contractors will tell you they'll be there at 7:30 and not show up till 12. So yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Your support. Who will you have in your corner? There's going to be a bunch of people who say, yeah, I'm going to come push a broom. You will not see them until they want a free party. I'm being totally honest. And it's kind of like, it's a weird thing because you want people to help you and support you and all that good stuff, but you can't really expect them to understand fully what goes into it because this is your baby. This is your thing. This is your passion, right? Or your passion baby. And they're not going to necessarily get that. So you up night, all night researching, you doing what you have to do to get your business going, you doing all your marketing yourself, whatever it is, being that entrepreneur chick that you need to be or entrepreneur boy that you need to be. And it's like you want them to want that to help you do that, become that, right? And sometimes they can't, and or they won't, and they won't because they can't, right? They don't know how. They don't know how to support. Some people have never started a business before, or don't want to, help you push a broom. Right? So know who your tribe is. Make sure you have a good support system. Make sure you know what that looks like because you're going to need them. And that is the end of my video, y'all. I do have a Facebook group called Event Space Startup and Management. Be sure to join it. Here's the QR code. The QR code is going to take you here. It's the top one. It says, it's the one that says join the Event Space Facebook. If you want to join our mailing list, you're going to click on that QR code and hit the top button there. If you just want to join the Facebook, like I said, just in Facebook, look in groups and look in Event Space. It's going to look just like this, the black with the pink lettering. And I am actually going to do a course on this because I've been asked a lot about mentorship, and I don't like the whole mentorship thing for this, but what I will do is start a course that will be affordable, easy to understand, and I'm going to do it from beginning to end. I'm going to do it from LLC because it's important to understand that people don't understand, and then I see how much people just don't know, and just trying to be that bridge and fill those gaps. And today, I hope that I help somebody today, with understanding a little bit about what goes into owning an event space and starting this type of business and helping them to decide whether or not it's good for them, right? And if that is what you like or what you're into, and you like what and how I've been, teaching and exploring these particular topics, then be sure to join that group. Be sure to join my mailing list so that this spring, when I do come out with my course, you can get first dibs at it and you can get your discount, right? Because you're a part of my group or because you're part of my mailing list. So once again, I am Z from Build the Business You Love. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I really do. I really, really do. Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.